Hello, it's day 311, and I want to talk about dying young. Yeah, it's going to be one of those videos today. So look, I have made no secret on this channel that I'm kind of an unhappy person. I'm pretty sad most of the time, and I've never had a point in my life where I could look at myself in the mirror and be like, you know what, I'm proud of her. I'm happy to be her. And the reason for that is because for my entire life, I've been fat. And when you're fat, one of the consolation prizes you get, part of the package, shall we say, is this constant reminder that you're gonna die young. Yes, there's heart attacks, and there's cancer, and there's diabetes. Your knees are just gonna crumble and fall out from underneath of you, and that's something that you have to look forward to. No need to look up the research on it because you're gonna be reminded constantly. It's going to be on the news. Your doctor is going to tell you about it. The people in your life are going to tell you about it. You're going to read about it on the internet. You're going to hear jokes about it in movies. It is everywhere. And I think what people don't realize, like normal sized people, the thing they don't realize is we know, and also it's kind of a back burner issue for most of us. Like, you would think that dying young is gonna really motivate people to lose weight, and it does to an extent. But the much more pressing issue for most fat people isn't your impending doom, because if you get to that point where your blood turns to Pepsi from the diabetes and your knees just crumble into ashes as you're running on the treadmill, if you get to that point, you've kind of made an achievement, because the much bigger issue for most of us is self-esteem. And this is going to be a little bit hard to explain. But when you're a fat person, you're taught to expect a little bit less from everyone. Don't expect very much from your boyfriend because you're fat, and you're lucky to just have a boyfriend. Don't expect too much support from your friends because you're lucky to just be in that friend group, that they're taking pity on you. Don't expect much from your healthcare provider because there's only so much they can do. Don't expect very much from your gym because yes, you're allowed to use the facilities, but there's other people, and you're more at a beginner level, so maybe you should be over here. Like, we get shuffled around an awful lot socially, and it does take a toll. I used to think this was a really simple problem. I used to think that the solution was just lose the weight, and you can just like click it off like a light switch. All of those problems are just going to evaporate from your life. But as I've gotten older, and especially as I've started intuitive eating, I'm getting a little bit worried that the permanent damage is too much to even be smoothed over if I do end up losing weight. I am losing weight right now. Like, I haven't weighed myself, but I can tell there's things happening to my body that I'm not certain that I'm super comfortable with. I always, like, when I was on diets, I would always get really excited when the weight started coming off. But this time I'm feeling a little bit uncertain because I'm afraid that it's going to trigger a whole new type of dysmorphia with me, a whole new type of like staring at myself in the mirror, staring at myself in the viewfinder of a camera, and just hoping that it all comes out the way that I want it to be. I think a big part of self-esteem for me has always been like imagining myself in that character creator. Like, have you ever played a video game where you have to create your own character and you can spend hours there, pulling on the sliders and pushing things in, slimmer jawline, tinier nose, make the lips a little bit bigger, to bring that skinniness bar all the way skinny. But like, if I were sitting there in God's character creation menu, what would I change about myself? Have you ever like actually sat down and tried to picture what you will look like? Not just in like abstract, like, yes, I will be skinnier and my jawline will pop out and it will be so great. Have you actually like tried to picture that person? Because I've been trying to do that lately, and I'm not sure I'm really comfortable with who that person's going to be. I don't really know what to do at this point because I feel like I've lost sight of all of my goals. I set out like really purposeful on this channel, and now I feel like I'm just backsliding into a really unhappy place. I think I'm going to lose weight. I think I'm going to lose weight pretty steadily now that I've been doing intuitive eating and I've kind of gotten the hang of it. And I am afraid of that. I'm afraid of what that's going to become. I used to laugh at people like myself. I used to listen to fat people say things like, you know what, you can call me whatever you want, but I know that I'm happy with who I am. And I used to look at those people and be like, Yeah, but not really, right? I know the truth. I'm fat like you, and I know how you really feel about yourself. Like, what a transparent projection. Like, I used to hate fat people with the best of them. I used to hate women with the best of them because, I hated myself. And I don't know what to do with myself now. I've been getting to the point where I go out by myself on the weekends now. No companion, no goal. I just go out and I just see where I end up. I'm trying to learn who I am. I don't even know what my personality is beyond just fat girl. Like, where do I end up? I don't end up where I thought I would. I don't end up at bakeries and bars and ice cream shops and coffee shops. I end up at like parks and garden centers and libraries. Places I didn't really know that I liked to go, I guess. And it's scary to learn who you are when for so long all you've been is just